The Savi Simon transfer saga, a battle of ambition and vision. A prodigy forged in La Masia's crucible. Savi Simon's journey began in the hallowed halls of Barcelona's La Masia, arguably the world's most revered football academy. From his early years, Simon was heralded as a generational talent, a wunderkind whose flair and intelligence on the ball set him apart. La Masia didn't just teach him technique, it instilled in him a philosophy of possession, spatial awareness, and tactical adaptability that would become his hallmark. Simon absorbed the art of controlling the tempo of a game, reading its ebb and flow, and seamlessly adjusting to diverse tactical setups. But the crowded pathways at Barcelona prompted him to seek greener pastures, leading to a series of transformative stints at Paris Saint-Germain, PSV Eindhoven, and most recently, RB Leipzig. Each move marked a chapter of growth. At PSG, he honed his raw talent under the spotlight of high expectations. At PSV, he developed physicality and resilience in the Eredivisie's competitive cauldron. By the time he arrived at Leipzig in the Bundesliga, Simon had evolved into a complete midfielder, tactically astute, physically robust, and brimming with creative flair. In the 2004-25 season, despite Leipzig's failure to secure a European berth, Simon was a beacon of brilliance. His stat line tells a compelling story: 11 goals and 8 assists in 33 appearances across all competitions. Beyond the numbers, his game was defined by clinical finishing, incisive playmaking, and relentless high pressing that disrupted opponents' rhythms. Whether deployed as an attacking midfielder drifting to the right, a classic number 10, or a deeper-lying creative force, Simon's versatility made him a manager's dream. His ability to navigate tight spaces, escape pressing traps, and dictate play with precision has positioned him as a prime target for clubs with grand ambitions. Chelsea's revolution, a new dawn under Boehly and Maresca. Since Todd Boehly's takeover, Chelsea has embarked on a bold reinvention. Gone are the days of chasing marquee names for instant gratification. The Blues are now sculpting a squad built for the future, young, dynamic, and sustainable. Players like Enzo Fernandez, Moises Caicedo, and Cole Palmer, all under 23, embody this shift toward a long-term vision. Chelsea's transfer strategy is no longer about splashing cash for short-term fixes. It's about cultivating a cohesive unit capable of dominating for a decade. Savi Simon fits this blueprint perfectly. A versatile, high-potential star who can grow with the team. Chelsea's pursuit of Simon has been meticulous and proactive. They were the first to engage his representatives, initiating talks even before formal negotiations with Leipzig. This early move underscores their determination to make Simon the centerpiece of their midfield rebuild. Sources close to the player reveal that Simon is particularly drawn to Chelsea for 3 compelling reasons: the guarantee of Champions League football, a dynamic project under manager Enzo Maresca that prioritizes youth and innovation, and the promise of a starring role in his preferred position, where his creativity can flourish. Chelsea's decision to bypass a costly move for Morgan Rogers in favor of Simon further highlights their strategic focus. The proposed deal, €40 million up front, with the remainder deferred, demonstrates financial ingenuity, aligning with Leipzig's preference for flexible payment structures while ensuring a deal that benefits both parties. Under Maresca, Chelsea's tactical setup is tailor-made for Simon. The Italian manager's system emphasizes fluidity, high pressing, and creative freedom in the final third, qualities that align seamlessly with Simon's skill set. Whether deployed as a right-sided attacking midfielder or a roaming number 10, Simon would have the license to dictate play, exploit spaces, and contribute defensively with his tireless work rate. Maresca's personal outreach to Simon, discussing tactical roles and expectations, has further cemented Chelsea's position as the front-runner. For a player who values professional growth as much as financial rewards, this alignment of vision is a powerful draw. Arsenal's calculated ambition. Arteta's long game across London. Arsenal, under Mikel Arteta, is crafting its own compelling narrative. The Gunners have transformed into a disciplined, cohesive unit, blending youthful exuberance with tactical sophistication. However, their pursuit of Simon has been more cautious, shaped by financial constraints and competing priorities. Arsenal's primary focus this summer has been Victor Osimhen, a world-class striker to anchor their attack. With nearly £200 million already spent in the 2005 window, Arsenal's resources are stretched, forcing them to consider player sales to fund further moves. This has slowed their approach to Simon, giving Chelsea a critical edge. Despite this, Arsenal's project remains highly attractive. Arteta's philosophy, built on possession, quick transitions, and relentless pressing, complements Simon's skill set. However, a potential stumbling block lies in squad dynamics. Martin Odegaard's iron grip on the number 10 role means Simon would likely be deployed on the right or as a rotational option, potentially limiting his immediate impact. For a player of Simon's ambition, the prospect of competing for minutes could be a concern, especially when contrasted with Chelsea's promise of a starring role. Arsenal's leadership is aware of this, and their ability to pivot decisively, perhaps by offloading players to free up funds, will determine whether they can close the gap in this race. Leipzig's stance: respecting ambition, demanding value. Savi Simon's desire to leave Leipzig isn't driven solely by contract disputes, it's about ambition. Leipzig's failure to qualify for European competitions in 2005 to 26 has dimmed their appeal for a player hungry for continental glory. The Bundesliga, while competitive, no longer offers the global stage Simon craves to elevate his career to new heights. Leipzig, to their credit, understands this. They're willing to let Simon go, provided the deal reflects his value and respects his wishes. Priced at €80 million, £69.3 million, Simon is no bargain, but Leipzig's stance is clear. They won't be strong-armed into a cut-price deal. Their goal is twofold: secure a fair financial return and reinforce their reputation as a club that nurtures and sells elite talent to Europe's giants. Chelsea's proposed payment structure, €40 million up front with the balance paid later, has been well received, balancing immediate cash flow with long-term financial planning. Bayern Munich, another suitor, has entered the fray but with far less conviction. Their proposal of a one-year loan deal has been met with lukewarm interest from both Leipzig and Simon, who prioritize a permanent move. Bayern's focus on Liverpool's Luis Diaz further relegates Simon to a secondary target, diminishing their chances. The tactical fit. Where will Simon thrive? Beyond finances and personal preferences, the battle for Simon hinges on a critical question. Which club offers the tactical environment where he can fully realize his potential? At Chelsea, Maresca's system is a near-perfect fit. Simon's ability to create in tight spaces, press relentlessly, and transition quickly aligns with the Blues' high-octane, possession-based style. He could seamlessly slot into the right flank or operate as a number 10, with the freedom to roam and influence games. Maresca's direct conversations with Simon, outlining a clear role, have reinforced Chelsea's appeal. Arsenal, while tactically sophisticated, presents a more complex picture. Arteta's system demands precision and stability, with Odegaard as the creative fulcrum. Simon's versatility would be an asset, but the risk of limited minutes or a less central role could hinder his development. For a player who has meticulously planned his career, this uncertainty is a significant factor. A defining moment. Savi Simon is more than a transfer target. He's a statement of intent. At 22, with experience across top clubs and leagues, he possesses a maturity and versatility that make him a rare commodity. For Chelsea, he represents the final piece in their youthful revolution, a player who can elevate their attack and grow into a leader. For Arsenal, he's a chance to add dynamism to an already formidable squad, provided they can navigate their financial constraints. As the transfer window races toward its climax, Chelsea holds the upper hand, blending financial flexibility, tactical alignment, and a compelling vision. Arsenal, however, remains in contention, with Arteta's project offering a different but equally enticing path. Wherever Simon lands, Stamford Bridge or the Emirates, his decision will reverberate, shaping not only his career, but the future of the club he chooses. In a transfer market defined by chaos and ambition, Savi Simon stands as a symbol of what's possible when talent meets opportunity.